Welcome back. If you have water and a table, well, then you're halfway there for this next project. I'm here in the Price Chopper kitchen with this guy.
Hi.
Here comes trouble. Jetpack Jason from Mad Science. We're making two projects.
Yeah.
The first one is called chromatography. What's it called?
Chromatography.
Chromatography.
Yeah, it's
Chromatography.
close. Yeah,
All right,
works,
let's do it.
So, first thing you need is a
Chromatography.
t-shirt. Chromatography. And what that is actually, you can go ahead and put on your goggles there.
I don't understand why you've been holding out on me. I
Those
feel
are the
like
best goggles. You need those just in case.
Where did these come from? And why have we not worn these before?
They're good.
They're good.
That'll keep your lenses nice and clean that way.
Chromatography.
So what that is what we're gonna do. Well, I'll show you how this works. I'll hand you that, and then you can go ahead and make a fun design on your t-shirt.
So you just need an old t-shirt. Can be one at home already.
Yep,
okay.
one. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And if it's white, that seems to work better.
Okay.
And then you draw whatever you want. I'm just gonna draw something really simple, like a quick smiley face.
I'm gonna draw a heart.
And so, what chromatography does is it dissolves the stuff that's in these markers. We're going to spray it with some rubbing alcohol here in a second.
Chromatography.
Yeah, and then what that's going to do...
Does it matter if do the crayons or the markers have to be in good shape where they're super dark?
It helps, yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, sometimes it helps to use like a permanent marker, like Sharpies. Those tend to work pretty well. And I'll have you go ahead and give that a quick shot right there in the middle.
And what am I spraying on this?
So this is rubbing alcohol. That's going to be good there. And as you spray, you can see the water.
Here, I'll put the ones without the windshield.
There you go.
On. Okay.
You can see the marker starting to spread out.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit of time. So I was prepared. If there's one right over there that I did earlier, and you're going to hold that up, you can make whatever design you want.
Is this an isotope?
It's well, we'll just call it an atom. It's an
atom.
isotope of, it's a Mad Science isotope.
I love this. How long does this, can you put it in the wash?
Yeah, you can. In fact, you can iron it out. And then once it's ironed, wash it in cold water. That's why I suggest actually using permanent markers so it doesn't come out in the wash.
Oh, that's a good call,
washable markers might actually come out.
And so you can keep drawing on it.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Then your kids have a cool t-shirt.
Exactly, yeah. And then
could you do this with sheets?
You probably could. I never tried it before.
Ask mom first.
Yeah,
guys.
definitely. Don't use the chemicals unless, parents
Just
say
don't
it's
draw
okay.
on mom's sheets.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Well, let's make some oobleck goo over here, or as we like to call it, non-Newtonian fluid.
Non-Newtonian fluid?
Non-Newtonian fluid.
What does that mean?
Yeah. So what that means, like a regular fluid, kind of like water here, this is Newtonian. Doesn't matter how much pressure you put on it, it's going to stay a nice fluid like this.
Okay.
But this has got a really cool property. In fact, I'm going to have you hold on to that.
Okay, what is this that I've...
This right here is cornstarch, and you can measure this out 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part water.
Okay.
So there's 3 cups in there, and so I've got 1.5 cups of water in here. We're going to start pouring this in here, and I'll have you go ahead and start stirring. And as this...
So watching at home, if you have cornstarch and water.
And it doesn't have to be 3 cups. You can use 1 cup of cornstarch and a ½ cup of water.
Okay.
And you notice it's starting to get really thick.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what?
There you go. Keep stirring. I'll help you out.
Should I get my hands in there and just squeeze it?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea.
I think that would feel good.
And it's totally safe to touch. But a good place to do this would be in the kitchen where there's, a sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's totally safe to touch. Like I said, it's food, it's cornstarch and water. Now, as you notice, go ahead and pick up some of that. And then if you take it, you can kind of wind it up into a ball.
Oh, yeah.
And if you keep putting pressure on it, it ends up holding its shape.
Oh.
You see how it's kind of, but then as soon as you stop moving it around, it just kind of turns and goos all over the place.
So are we going to color it?
Let's color it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's throw in some green food coloring here. And you can use whatever color you want.
So just regular food coloring?
Yeah.
And then what do you do with this stuff once you're done making it into goo?
You can actually pour a lot of water into it and water it down a lot, and then it's safe to go down the drain.
Really?
It is.
And
as long as you put a lot of water in it.
How long does this last?
I've had it last for hours. And as it starts getting more solid, you can actually
if you could keep your kids busy for hours, that would be fantastic. What's the cleanup factor like this, as long as you've got a...
Oh, so that's a good question. So one thing, if it gets on carpet, let it dry out and you can vacuum it up.
Okay.
It ends up turning into...
If it gets on the dog.
If it gets on the dog, that might be, you know, kind of the same thing. Wait for it to
Shave
dry.
the
If your
dog.
dog doesn't like vacuums, it might not work too well.
Jetpack Jason, I love this. You have bought parents across the metro at least 2 hours of fun time.
Hopefully.
Making tie-dye and oobleck goo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This stuff is fun. You know, everybody's got a story. Jetpack Jason has a few stories, but you might not have heard